If you have 6 months of expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account right now, you are on track to be $147,000 poorer by the time you hit 40. Not because you spent it, not because you lost it, because you're following the most repeated advice in personal finance, and the opportunity cost is eating your future wealth alive. By the end of this video, I'll show you the exact framework that separates what you truly need for emergencies from what should be growing your net worth. And that distinction alone could be worth 6 figures. Let's say you make $4,000 a month after taxes. 6 months of expenses is $24,000. That's your number. And every financial guru tells you to park that in a high-yield savings account at around 4.5% and leave it there. Sounds responsible, right? Here's what no one tells you. That same $24,000 invested at the S&P 500's historical average of roughly 9 to 10% compounds into a very different number over 15 years. Imagine you're 25 right now. You've got your $24,000 emergency fund. You keep it in that 4.5% account until you're 40. That's 15 years of compounding. At 4.5%, your $24,000 grows to about $46,700. Not bad. You made $22,000 doing literally nothing. But here's the thing. You don't actually need all $24,000 sitting in cash. We'll get to that in a second. If you kept just $8,000 liquid and invested the other $16,000 at 9%, that $16,000 alone becomes $58,400 by age 40. That's a $27,300 difference on just the lump sum, but that's not even the real number. The real number comes from your monthly behavior. Every month you're saving money, maybe $900 a month, and where does it go? Into savings, building up that emergency fund, padding it, keeping it safe. Over 15 years, that $900 a month in a 4.5% account grows to about $230,000. In a 9% investment account, over $340,000. Add the lump sum difference of $27,300 to the monthly contribution difference of about $119,700, and you get roughly $147,000. Gone. Vanished. Not because you did something wrong, but because you did something right that was actually just slightly off. So what do? You still need emergency money. You can't just yeet your entire savings into the stock market and hope nothing goes wrong before Thursday. This is where the tiered framework comes in. 3 tiers. Each one has a specific job, a specific account, and a specific purpose. Tier 1 is your immediate buffer. 1 month of expenses. For our example, that's $4,000. This lives in your checking account. It's the money that catches you if a bill hits early or your paycheck comes late. It's not invested. It's not even in savings. It's cash, available right now, zero friction. Tier 2 is your short-term emergency fund. Another $4,000, and this one sits in a high-yield savings account. This covers the stuff that's urgent but not instant. Car repairs, medical copays, a flight home for a family thing. You can access it in 1 to 3 days. It earns 4 to 5% while it sits there. Tier 3 is where the magic happens. The remaining $16,000 goes into a taxable brokerage account invested in low-cost index funds. This is your long-term emergency fund. It's for the big stuff. Job loss, major medical event, once-in-a-decade problems. Yes, it takes 5 to 7 business days to sell and transfer. That's why Tier 1 and Tier 2 exist. They buy you time while Tier 3 does the heavy lifting. Let's recap. Instead of $24,000 earning 4.5%, you now have $4,000 liquid, $4,000 semi-liquid earning 4.5%, and $16,000 invested in compounding at 9 to 10%. Same total amount of money. Completely different trajectory. You've kept yourself protected against emergencies while reclaiming tens of thousands of dollars in lost growth. Now, the obvious question: what if the market crashes right when you need the money? It's a fair concern, but here's the reality. Tier 3 isn't your first line of defense. Tiers 1 and 2 cover you for the first 2 to 3 months of any emergency. By the time you actually need to touch Tier 3, you've had weeks or months to plan. And historically, even after significant downturns, the market recovers within 12 to 18 months. You're not day trading your emergency fund. You're investing money you probably won't touch for years, maybe a decade. The whole point of this framework is that $8,000 in accessible cash covers almost every emergency the average person will actually face. The other $16,000 is insurance for catastrophic scenarios, and that insurance shouldn't come with a $147,000 price tag. If you're in your 20s or 30s right now, the dollars you move from savings into investments today will compound for decades. A $16,000 decision at 25 isn't a $16,000 decision. It's a six-figure decision. 1 month in checking, 1 month in savings, the rest invested. Protect yourself in the short term. Grow